Hi. So this is going to be a nice and quick video, and we're going to go over getting caught. So you ever find yourself in a position where you're thinking, oh, I went in, my team didn't back me up. Why am I doing this by myself? Why am I invading solo? Why am I looking for picks by myself? And my team's never with me. Now, you should always consider, maybe it's not that the team's not following you up because they're not skilled. Maybe it's the fact that you're a little bit too aggressive in creating a situation that is unfavorable for them to follow you up. Now consider this. I've drawn up a nice little map here. I didn't draw this. So let's say you're the jungler. Now this applies to every position. Keep this in mind. This is every position applies to this. I'm just pointing out the jungler because that's the role that I am. Let's say you are the orange jungler or the red side jungle. TMJAS, top mid jungle, AD carry support. Same goes for the other side. Now, if the lanes are even, then you have this little imaginary line, almost a formation, drawn between all your teammates. And that formation is going to be bringing you safety in numbers, because if you're in this line, your mid can help you very easily, and your bottom lane can help you very easily, and your top lane would be able to teleport and help you out. But the second you step up in this line, when the lanes remain the same, now you're no longer within your formation, and now you're out of it in the offensive position, and you're entering the enemies. And just how they would have an easy time collapsing and helping their own jungler, they have an easy time helping fend you off. So now the support can have a really good roam, fight you here, mid lane, just a couple steps away, fight you right here, and all of a sudden you're 2v1ing, and God forbid you get side of the enemy jungler, right? You don't know where the enemy jungler is, and you get collapsed on 3v1. Say you go in for the Wraith, you go in for the Wraith steal, jungler comes about, mid lane's like, oh, look at this guy, just comes around, bam, fights you right here. Support just leaves the lane and is already looking to pick you off either through their own jungle or through river. So you need to be very careful when you step out of that formation. And all you need to do is, when you're playing the game, just keep an eye on the minimap and make sure that you stay in line. Now that means that, obviously, if you're always too far behind, you should move up. And this applies for both laning phase, team fighting, late game, all that kind of stuff. You know, just keep within the line that your team creates. Now, if you are pushing up, let's say your mid lane pushed in, push it the wave, your bottom lane pushed the wave, now all of a sudden, look at that, you have much more room to go in safely into the enemy territory, because now even if you're in the same spot, the enemy mid laner will have a hard time collapsing on you, the support or AD carry will have a hard time collapsing on you, and your team will have an easier time because now you're all within that same formation. If bot lane wants to collapse, he has to either go through here and get spotted, or go through the backside and take a long route. If same goes with mid lane, he'd have to go through the back route, miss out on a lot of CS, or go through here and suffer harass from the enemy mid laner. So the formation is a really important aspect of the game, and it almost falls into the same category as tower control. So you lose that first tower, and then all of a sudden all your vision and all your strong area gets pushed one level back. So now all of a sudden now you have that inner ring of towers, which you have to play around that one, and playing out of it would be very risky. Now that brings me up to another nice point, which was kind of related but not so much. I just wanted to put it in the video. So today Liquid played versus Winterfox, and I saw a play that could be really nice, but they didn't capitalize on it. Now, to be fair, it was a little bit risky, but I think if they had premeditated it, it would have been excellent. So consider the champions. You have top lane Fizz versus top lane Maokai. Fizz has about an 80 CS lead on him and 1 kill. This is still in the laning phase. The jungler is Rek'Sai, and Rek'Sai is around mid lane. Your mid lane is Xerath, and the mid lane's even. Bot lane, you have Jinx and Janna Jinx. And then the enemy mid lane is LeBlanc, Vi for the jungle, and then AD carry Graves and Annie. Now, after the lanes stabilized and both bottom lanes were bottom, the Graves and Annie hit a quick level 6. And they froze the wave because they knew that if Annie flashed Tibbers to Janna, they can probably pop her instantly. So what does Liquid do? They can either choose to push up and try to fight and break the freeze, but there's a high chance that they collapse on, Vibram, or the wall can put a lot of hurt on them. So what do? They decide to leave the lane and meet with Rek'Sai in the middle lane and 4-man push. So they 4-man push this wave through their own territory that is not warded. Now before leaving, they actually dropped a ward in this brush. Now I don't think that they did that with the idea of using it later. I just thought they did it for, safety, I guess. But once they show up and push, they take down the mid lane turret. Now what happens is that when they 4-man this tower, Vi, the jungler, is forced to go middle as well. So she's trying to hold this tower with LeBlanc, but versus Jinx, Janna, Rek'Sai, Xerath, it's pretty damn difficult. So the tower falls relatively quickly. Now when they see bottom lane having left the lane and pushing in middle, the reaction from Winterfox is, oh, we can't give up this tower for free. We need to push this wave and try to get the tower, or get some tower damage, or deny them, or something. So they push in the tower really hard, and now they're just chilling right here. And at this time, the bottom lane comes around again, and they're trying to come back into the lane and make sure that they don't lose too much experience. At this time, LeBlanc is still in middle. All 4 of these members can collapse through the enemy jungle, through the river, and make a huge play on bottom lane because they dropped a ward right here. I think the drop should have been dropped a little bit further up. But this is essentially a 5-man play. Probably not necessary. You just have Xerath in range to back it up. But even if you have the TPs go through from the enemy, your Fizz is stronger than Nakai. So he's going to be able to do a lot more work than the enemy top laner is. So you just force this down right here and punish the enemy's counterplay to your play. So you're forcing them to react to you. You move to the mid lane, then they react by pushing, and your reaction, you had already premeditated that they would push the wave that they were freezing. You TP bottom and you double kill them, punish it, take that tower, and now all of a sudden you got a mid laner that can't collapse because she's right here holding the wave. You got a jungler that's probably lingering around that's going to be too far off to really help because this is a 5-man, and mid lane won't be able to take the tower once you get all of these kills. You potentially take the bottom tower as well, and all of a sudden you just broke the game wide open because the enemy wanted to make something happen and then you countered 2 steps ahead. That's the kind of stuff that I like to see happen, and it was a little disappointing that it didn't go through, but hopefully some more games this weekend it'll be seen. So thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, just let me know, and yeah, I'd love to do any ideas that you guys have, and more than likely I'll probably be doing a little bit of analysis and a couple of interesting games throughout the week. So thank you for watching.